This is part 2 to 10.8.1, packet tracer on CVP and LLDP. We're going to go ahead and go through the last few bullet points here. Most of the points have already been scored. If you're watching this video and you have no points, it's because you didn't watch the first video or you didn't try. Configure CDP as follows. We're going to go ahead and move over to the branch router. So we'll go to branch. And the first thing we're going to do is enable CDP, which is the opposite of what we were doing previously. The point of this is we're going to have CDP enabled so that we can eventually gain access through SSH to the BRSW1 switch. So this is going to be, I'm going to make a couple of mistakes here on purpose because I think it's kind of fun and it's something that does happen at times when you're trying to connect, especially through SSH, from one device to another. If your DNS isn't correct or you have the host name wrong, totally, which happens, and it's happened in this lab here as well. So let's take a quick look. So en and then config t and CDP run. And CDP is now running. All right, great. So activate CDP and then connect to switch BRSW1 over SSH. Okay, so that seems like it should be pretty easy, right? So we'll just do an exit here and we'll do SSH. And we're going to do -L and then admin is the password, as I can see there. And then we're going to put in the host name of the device. So host name here looks like it's br-sw1. So let's start with that. So let's go with br-sw1. And that's going to fail. So give up on that. And then you can go, oh, gee, maybe something's wrong. So we'll just show CDP neighbor detail. How's that? And we can see that our neighbor's real name is actually BRSW-1, which is the name that's on the packet tracer. It's just different in here. So let's go ahead and make that change and see if that fixes our problem. So SW-1. So see if DNS is still working. Yeah, DNS is not working. So now we got to go back and now we're going to check again. Now we just did a show CDP neighbors. So there was some thought into this. They're kind of tricking you a little bit. They're like, hey, turn CDP on, then SSH into this device. Hey, what's the IP address of that device? I don't know. So if we do show CDP neighbors detail, we will get the IP address of switch 1. And we can use that to SSH into it because our DNS is obviously failing us, which, let's face it, every once in a while, our DNS for network devices isn't really so good. Hey, password. Okay, SW1 admin pound, and we're in. Yeah. Now we just have to hope that our documentation in the lab is correct. SW1. And we're totally in. Great. All right, so connect to switch BRSW1 over SSH. You will not be able to open a CLI window by clicking. So we just did that. Great. Next bullet point. Connect to switches BRSW2 and BRSW3 over SSH. Configure access ports that are in use to not send CDP messages out those ports. Okay. All right. So let's just quickly, from here, we can SSH from, we've SSH from branch into switch 1. We're now going to SSH from switch 1 into switch 2 and switch 1 into switch 3, or I guess we can go from switch 1 to switch 2 and switch 2 to switch 2, however we want to do it. But we're going to SSH into each one of those. And all we're going to do once we get there is just go ahead and turn these interfaces off, and they are FA0/1. So we're going to turn CDP off on those interfaces, and that's going to lock those interfaces down. So this is a security mission that we're on right now. So let's go from here. So let's go SSH -L admin, and you know what? I don't know the IP addresses of switch 2 or switch 3. So let's stop that and let's go show CDP neighbors detail. And switch 2 is 253 and switch 3 is 254. Okay, now we're in business. Okay, so let's go from there. So let's try this again. Oh, I missed it. We'll do SSH-L admin and 192 192.168.4.253. Password for switch 2 is SW2 admin pound. Good. And password here is SW2 ENAACCESS pound. Good. Okay, cool. We're in. All right, so now we're into switch 2, and we're going to turn off CDP on interface FA0/1. So config T. And we'll do no CDP. And I can't remember the command, so we'll just do that. It's enable, no CDP enable on that interface. That should score a couple of points for us. I think it just did. And I think that's all we need to do on that, because that's our only access port on that device. So I'm going to do an exit, and an exit, and an exit again. And this should get us back to BRSW1, which it does. And now we'll go to 254, which is switch 3. And switch 3's password is SW3 admin pound and SW3 ENA8. And we're in there, and same deal, config T, INTFA 0/1, and no CDP enable. Oh man, if you don't spell enable right, then doesn't work, and we're good there. So I think we're squared up on that. Disable LLDP completely on switch. Oh man, I missed a step. Disable LLDP completely on SW1 and SW. Oh wait, no. What am I talking about? Not send CDP messages out those ports. Hey, that's good. Okay, I think we're good there. All right, let's go and do an exit there, and let's take a look at part 3 here. Configure NTP, configure HQ to use the device 192.168.1.254 as the NTP server. So let's take a look at HQ. Configure NTP, question mark, server. If we look at all those things, and I think we should be there, 192.168.1.254. Hey, and there we go. And that's the last thing that we need to do in order to score all of our points. So congratulations if you've been walking through this, and I hope you got some good information out of this lab.